Africa is a land of ancient spirits, unspoken rules, and stories whispered at night. These are three true horror stories. From Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. Turn off the lights and listen closely. Welcome to the African Nightmare. Story 1. The room no one rents in Lagos, Nigeria. I needed a place to stay. Cheap, no questions asked. So when I found a room in an old compound in Lagos for half the normal price, I took it. The landlord only said one thing: don't open the second door. It stays locked. The room looked normal, except for that door, an old wooden thing, sealed with a rusted padlock and thick chains. The first night was quiet, but around 2 a.m. I heard whispers, soft, right by the door. I told myself it was the wind. Night 2, the whispers turned into scratching, like fingernails dragging across wood. Then the lock rattled. I asked the landlord. He looked terrified and muttered, just sleep. It only gets worse when you pay attention. On the third night, I couldn't sleep. The whispering got louder, clearer. A voice hissed, let me out. I snapped, grabbed a hammer, and broke the padlock when the door swung open. There was nothing inside, just a dark, empty space. But when I turned to leave, the door slammed shut behind me. I woke up hours later. In my bed, the door chained shut again, except now. There was a note on the wall, written in blood. Now you live here. Story 2. The drum that followed me home. I was 13 when I visited my grandmother's village in the Volta region. One evening, I wandered too close to the shrine in the forest, and I saw something, a small drum, lying in the grass. It was carved with strange symbols. I thought it looked cool, so I took it that night, just as I was falling asleep. I heard it, a single, slow beat, doom. Then again, closer, doom, doom. I looked outside, nothing. The next night, the drumming came again. But this time, it stopped right outside my window. The next morning, my grandmother was furious. Did you take anything from the shrine? I didn't answer, but I knew I messed up. That night, I burned the drum and threw the ashes in the river. But the drumming never stopped. Even now, as I tell this story, I hear it again. Doom, doom, doom. Story 3. The Graveyard Walker. In 2016, I got a job as a night security guard at a cemetery in Nairobi. It was quiet work, lonely, until I noticed something every night. At exactly 2:33 a.m., a figure would crawl out of a grave, not walk, crawl. It would move across the graves, then disappear behind the chapel. I tried to report it, but no one believed me. One night, I followed it. With my flashlight shaking in my hand, I crept behind the chapel and found nothing, just a trail of broken fingernails. The next night, I watched from the roof. At 2:33, it rose again, but this time, it looked up at me, pale skin, hollow eyes, no mouth. Then it pointed at the grave I was standing on. The next morning, I quit. Africa holds stories older than time, and some doors should stay shut forever. If you made it this far, you've just survived the African nightmare. Subscribe for more true horror stories every week. Sleep tight, if you can.